Humble request to all to see this video. This video will discuss one of the most important topics for all the humanity. We would have seen several videos in YouTube on how the year 2050 and the future would look like. And in this video as well, I am going to discuss the future but in the eyes of Dr. Abdul Kalam, who presented how the future will look in the year 2070. And in that, he is saying an old man is writing a letter. And in the letter, he says, "This is the year 2070. I have just turned 50, but I look like 85. I suffer from serious kidney problems because I do not have enough water to drink. I am afraid I do not have much time left to live. I am one of the oldest people in the society. I still remember when I was a child at 5 years, everything was very different then. There were lots of trees in the parks, houses with beautiful gardens, and I could enjoy having a shower for half an hour. Nowadays, we use towels with mineral oil to clean our skin. Before, women had beautiful hair. Now we have to shave our heads to keep them clean without the use of water. Then my father washed his car with water coming out of a hose pipe. Now my son does not believe that water could be wasted that way. I remember there were save water warnings on outside posters, radio, TV, but nobody paid attention. We thought that water was to last forever. Now all the rivers, lakes, dams and underground water are either dry or contaminated. Industry has come virtually to a standstill and unemployment reaching dramatic proportions. Desalination plants are the main source of employment, and workers receive part of their salary in drinkable water. Assaults at gunpoint on the streets for a jerry can of water are very common. Food is 80% synthetic. Before, the recommended quantity of water to drink for an adult was 8 glasses a day. Nowadays, I am only allowed half a glass. We now have to wear disposable clothing, and this increases the amount of litter. We are using now septic tanks because the sewage system does not work for lack of water. The outside appearance of the population is horrible. Wrinkled, emaciated bodies due to dehydration, full of sores caused by ultraviolet radiation, now stronger without the protective shield of the ozone layer. Skin cancer, gastrointestinal infections and the urinary tracts are the main causes of the death today. Due to excessive drying of the skin, young people of 20 look like 40. Scientists investigate, but there is no solution to the problem. Water cannot be produced. Oxygen is also degraded due to the lack of trees and vegetation, and the intellectual capacity of the new generations is severely impaired. The morphology of the sperm in many men has changed. As a consequence, babies are born with deficiencies, mutations and physical deformities. Government makes us pay for the air we breathe 137 meter cube per day per adult per person. People who cannot pay are expelled from the ventilated zones with huge mechanical lungs driven by solar power. The air is not of good quality, but at least people can breathe. In some countries where there are still some green zones crossed by rivers, these are guarded by heavy armed soldiers. Water became very coveted treasure, more precious than gold and diamonds. The place where I live, there are no trees because it seldom rains. When it happens to register some precipitation, it is of acid rain. The seasons have been severely affected by the atomic test and by the contamination from the 20th century polluting industries. We were warned then to look after the environment, but nobody cared. He asks me to talk about my youth. I tell him about the green fields, the beauty of the flowers, the rain, how pleasant was it to swim in the rivers and dams, to drink all the water we could, and how healthy people was. He asks, "Daddy, why there is no water?" Then I feel a lump in my throat. I cannot help feeling guilty because I belong to the generation who contributed to the destruction of the environment. or simply did not take into account all the warning signs. Now, our children pay a very high price for that. I sincerely believe that within a short time, life on earth will not be possible, as the destruction of the nature reached now an irreversible stage. How I would like to go back and make mankind understand that we still had time to save our planet Earth. So, friends, this is the time we should wake up. We should try to save water. I hope you would have appreciated the message from Dr. Abdul Kalam. In the Vedas, Almighty God directly has given all the solutions for the problems humanity would face. God's advice, and as well as the advice of great Rishi, Munis, Yogis, was just only one thing: don't leave the daily worship of Almighty God by Agnihotra. 10 minutes of your time can really change this world for a better place for us to survive and for our future generations to live happily. This is time for us to revert back to Vedas. I request you to forward this video to as many people as possible, as well as see my channel for the daily Agnihotra in the language what you prefer. You can contact me for further information. Thank you.